Title: The Billionaire Who Pretended to Be Poor for Love Part 2. He left the city to find love, but when he came back, he found something waiting for him. Not love, not peace, but betrayal. And this time, there was no running. The city did not welcome him back. It received him. Glass towers still stood tall. Traffic still roared without mercy. Money still moved like power through invisible hands, but Kweku Mensah. Longer the same man who left. Where have you been? You vanished. Do you know what this has cost us? Voices filled the boardroom, sharp, demanding, controlled. Kweku sat at the head of the table, silent, watching, listening. For the first time he saw the truth. They didn't care about him, they cared about what he owned. Investors are nervous, sir, his assistant said later. Kweku adjusted his cufflinks slowly. Then assistant paused. That's not like you. Looked ahead, exactly that night. He stood by the glass window, the same one, the same view. But now he wasn't looking at the city, he was remembering a village, a fire, and a woman who saw him without needing anything. Armor. The phone rang, once, twice, then, hello, her voice. It's me, he said. I know, no anger, no warmth, just truth. I want to come back, he said. Silence then. Why? Not curiosity, a test. Not to hide, he said. I want to come as myself. Armor's voice remained steady. Do you even know who that is yet? He had no answer back. In the village, life continued. The fire still burned, the plantain still roasted, but Armor had changed. She had seen a man live 2 lives, and she refused to love a lie. Days later, a stranger came, a man in a suit. I believe you know Mr. Mensah. Armor stayed calm. I'm listening. He plans to return, the man said. That would be unwise. Her eyes sharpened. Why? A pause then, because there are things happening in the city. And people are watching him. That night, Armor couldn't sleep. For the first time, she felt something close to fear. Back in the city, a file slid across Kweku's desk. Inside, names, signatures, trusted people planning against him. He read it slowly, then closed it. This is what I came back to. Betrayal. His phone rang again. Armor, you shouldn't come back, she said. Whatever you left followed you. Silence, heavy, real. They're watching you, Kweku. His mind raced. The meetings, the silence, the file. Everything connected? He asked. I don't know, Armor said, but someone came here asking about you. The lights in his office flickered once, twice, then darkness, complete. A soft sound behind him, not the door, closer than a voice right behind him, calm, cold, controlled. You should have stayed in the village. In that moment, Kweku realized this was never just about love, it was about power, and now, he was no longer searching for truth, he was fighting to survive. He thought leaving the city would change his life. Coming back, it put a target on his back, because this time, it wasn't about money, it was about power, and someone wanted him gone. The lights went out, not for long, but long enough for Kweku Mensah to realize this wasn't business anymore, this was control. The emergency lights flickered on red and cold. His office, once a place of power, now felt like a trap. If you're here to threaten me, Kweku said calmly, you've already failed. A voice answered from the darkness, calm, close, too close. Threats are loud, the man said, we prefer outcomes. Kweku turned, a man stood behind him, no weapon, no panic, just a perfectly dressed stranger with dangerous confidence. You built something powerful, the man said. It would be a shame to lose it. Kweku's eyes hardened. Say what you came to say. You left, the man said. You disappeared. In that time you created opportunity. Stepped closer, speak clearly. Man didn't hesitate. Your absence weakened your empire. Your partners shifted. Your enemies moved and your own people. A pause. Betrayed you. So what are you? Kweku asked. A messenger, the man smiled. I represent alignment. With who? Kweku pressed. With the future. Silence then. I'm giving you a choice, the man said. Walk away. Temporarily. Forever. If I do? Kweku asked. The man stepped closer. Then what's already in motion continues. A pause, and this time it won't just affect you. Armor. Kweku's voice dropped. You went to the village. Man didn't answer. He didn't need to. That silence said everything. Stay in your lane, Mr. Mensah, the man said, walking away. It's the only place you're still alive. The lights came back bright, normal, but nothing was normal anymore. Kweku grabbed his phone. You're not safe, he said as soon as Armor answered. I know, she replied. They came again. His chest tightened. What did they want? They didn't ask questions, she said. They watched. You need to leave the village, Kweku said. No. Her answer was immediate, firm. I'm not running from something I don't understand. You don't understand how dangerous this is. And you do, she interrupted, silence heavy. I'm trying to protect you, he said. I'm trying to understand you, she replied. If your world is this dangerous, then I deserve to know what you've brought into mine. Hit deeper than any threat. I'll come to you, he said. Armor replied quickly. If you come here, you won't come alone. A pause then, 2 days, she said. I'll send you the location. The call ended. Kweku turned back to his desk, opened the file again, names, deals, betrayals. Then he saw it, a company, small, hidden, but repeated again and again and again. His eyes narrowed, because now this wasn't just betrayal. It was planned, controlled, designed. Kweku leaned back slowly. And for the first time, he understood the truth. He didn't just return to his life. He walked straight into a trap. And now someone was watching his every move. But the real question is, who's behind it and how far are they willing to go to make sure he never leaves again? They tried to kill him, but he saw it coming. 2 days, that's all he had. 2 days to uncover the truth or be eliminated by it, because now this wasn't a warning anymore, it was a hunt. Kweku didn't go home that night. Home was predictable, and predictable gets you killed, so he disappeared again, not from fear, from strategy. By morning he was off-grid, a private property, hidden. Untraceable, one of the last places that still belonged to him. Files spread across a wooden table, names, deals, betrayals, and at the center of it all one name, Vix Holdings. Was small, too small to matter, but it kept appearing again and again and again, a silent partner, a hidden link, a ghost in every deal. Kweku leaned back. This is the spine, he said, because real power doesn't sit on top. It hides underneath. His phone buzzed, unknown number, a message, coordinates, no name. No explanation, armor. He memorized the location instantly, deleted the message, no trace, no pattern, good, but something didn't feel right, something was off. And then he saw it, a flicker in the window. A reflection, a scope. He moved instantly, glass exploded behind him. A suppressed gunshot tore through the air, clean, precise, deadly. He hit the ground, rolled, didn't think, calculated, second shot, closer. They weren't warning him, they were ending him. Kweku flipped the table, wood splintered as bullets hit, his breathing slowed, controlled, focused, one shooter, distance, professional. He moved low, fast. Another shot ripped through the wall, too close, they were adjusting. Learning him, he reached the back exit, kicked it open, and ran, no hesitation, no panic, only one truth. This wasn't intimidation, this was elimination. They had made their move. Now it was war. Miles away, Armor stood alone, waiting, an empty stretch of land, wind moving through dry grass. Something didn't feel right. Then a car appeared in the distance. Not Kweku, too early, too fast. Her body tensed, her instincts sharpened, because suddenly she understood. This meeting was never meant to happen. This wasn't a reunion. It was a setup. Now the question is, who set the trap, and will Kweku reach her before it's too late? The trap was set, but they didn't expect this. She thought she was meeting him, but instead she walked straight into a trap. And this time no one was in control. The car didn't slow down, it came with purpose, direct, intentional, dangerous. Armor stood still, not frozen, focused, because running now would mean fear, and fear would only make things worse. The car stopped. Engine still running, dust rising slowly around it. The door opened. A man stepped out, not the same one from before, but the same type, calm, controlled, calculated. Miss Armor, he said, not asking, confirming. Armor said nothing. You were expecting someone else, he continued, still calm, still in control. What do you want? She asked. The man smiled slightly. Clarity. You came to the wrong place, Armor replied. He said, I came to the right person. That changed everything. You're the variable, he added. Armor's eyes narrowed. Explain. Men like Kweku Mensah are predictable, the man said. Armor almost laughed. You don't know him. Man tilted his head. But we know his pattern. What pattern is that? A pause. He protects what he values. Silence, heavy, dangerous. And right now, the man said softly, that's you. Using me, Armor said. Using, he corrected. Accounting, we want him to make a choice. Armor's voice hardened. If he doesn't, the answer came instantly. The system adapts. Same words, same threat, different face. Then a sound, a car, fast, too fast. The man didn't turn, he already knew. Right on time, he said. Armor's heart shifted because she knew that sound. Kweku, the car skidded into view, dust exploded into the air. The door opened before it stopped. Kweku stepped out, eyes locked on Armor, then on the man. Everything slowed. 3 people, 1 moment, too much at stake. Kweku, the man said calmly. Need for introductions. No response. Kweku's mind was calculating distance, threat, position. You shouldn't have come, Armor said quietly. I didn't come alone, Kweku replied. That changed something. Even the man felt it. Interesting, he murmured. Walk away, Kweku said. You're not in control here, the man replied. Neither are you, Kweku said. Silence. The wind moved through the grass. The air tightened. Then a sound, a click, not from Kweku, not from the man. From somewhere else, hidden, watching, waiting, and for the first time the man's expression shifted. Because this he didn't expect, Kweku's voice dropped. You're not the only one playing this game. Armor's eyes widened, because suddenly this wasn't a meeting. It was a battlefield, and now no one knew who was in control. Not Kweku, not the man, not even the ones hiding in the shadows. So the question is, who just entered the game and what do they want? 3 sides, 1 battlefield, no rules, no trust. And only one question left, who walks away alive? The sound echoed again. A click, sharp, mechanical, final, not from Kweku, not from the man in front of him, from somewhere else, hidden, watching, waiting. For the first time everyone froze, then movement in the distance. Figures stepped out from the tall grass, not 1, not 2, several, all armed, all precise, all silent. Kweku's eyes narrowed. This wasn't random, this was backup. This was a third force. The man in the suit finally reacted, a subtle shift. A crack in control. Well, he said quietly, that complicates things. Kweku didn't respond. His focus shifted instantly. Angles, positions, escape routes. Armor. Always Armor. One of the armed men stepped forward, leader, confident, calculated. You've all been very busy, he said. His voice carried authority, ownership. Who are you? Kweku asked. The man smiled faintly. The one you should have noticed first. Silence. Then he added, Vix Holdings. Everything clicked. The hidden company. The silent influence, the invisible control. You're the spine, Kweku said quietly. The man nodded. Finally. We don't compete, he continued. We position. We don't attack. We replace. You built an empire, the man said, stepping closer. You made one mistake. Kweku's voice was steady. I left. The man smiled. No, a pause. You became human. Hit deeper than any weapon. Emotion creates weakness, he continued. Weakness creates opportunity. gaze shifted to armor. And she, a slight tilt of his head, is your greatest liability. Kweku stepped forward instantly. Weapon lifted slightly, tension snapped tight. You see, the man said calmly, you're predictable. Here's how this ends, the man continued. You walk away from everything. Your company, your influence, your power. She lives. A pause, or his voice dropped. You hold onto your empire, lose the only thing that made you leave it. Silence, heavy, crushing. Armor spoke, calm, unshaken. Kweku looked at her, not fear in her eyes, not panic. Strength. I'm not a bargaining chip, she said, and I won't be the reason you lose yourself again. Everything inside him collided, the empire he built, the power he controlled, the life he knew, and the truth he found. For the first time, Kweku Mensah hesitated, then he exhaled. Something changed, not weakness, clarity. I built everything I have from nothing, he said. I can do it again. The man from Vix watched carefully. But her. Kweku continued, his voice steady now. I don't get another version of her. Silence. Then Kweku stepped forward, away from power, away from control, toward armor. Weapons tightened, tension peaked. And then the unexpected happened. The man from Vix smiled, not surprised, satisfied. Good, he said quietly. Everyone paused, because something wasn't right. This was never about taking your empire, he continued. Kweku's eyes narrowed. It was about confirming something, that you could be controlled. Dropped like weight, and now, the man said calmly, we know exactly how. Kweku's expression hardened, because suddenly he understood. This wasn't the end. It was data collection, testing. Mapping his weakness, the Vix men began to step back, slowly, organized. No rush, no fear. Enjoy your choice, Mr. Mensah, the man said. Because next time, a pause, we won't ask. They were gone just like that. Silence returned, but it wasn't peace. It was warning. Kweku stood still, processing. Amma stepped closer. It over, she asked quietly. Kweku looked ahead, eyes sharp, mind already moving. No, he turned to her, for the first time. I know what I'm fighting. A pause, and this time, his voice dropped. I won't fight alone. Amma held his gaze, not afraid, ready because love didn't make him weak. It gave him something worth going to war for, but the real battle has only just begun. If you want the final part, where Kweku fights back and takes the war to them, subscribe now, because this story is far from over.